Hey everyone, in this video I'll be talking about how you can create content silos on your website to help boost rankings in search engines. This will help you get more organic traffic to your website for absolutely free. In this video I'll be sharing with you what content silos are, why you should care about them and why they're important. I'll be giving you 2 examples of how you can structure these content silos, and towards the end of the video I'll be giving away 4 really important tips to remember when you start to create content silos on your website. So without further ado, let's go. Firstly, I'll talk a little bit about what content silo structures are. And content silos are essentially a method of structuring your blog posts in a hierarchy using internal linking. Internal linking is simply linking from one blog post you have to another one of your blog posts. It's not linking out to another website, it's linking internally to another one of your posts. So the way silo structures work is you start off with a topic you want to talk about on your site. So this is your silo topic. At the top of the hierarchy you have a pillar post, which is a long, detailed piece of content about that topic. So that can be targeting more of a higher competition keyword or a higher search volume keyword. And then underneath that and supporting that pillar post you have your staple posts, which all link using internal links to your pillar post. So these staple posts will be about subtopics within the main silo topic. So we'll get on to an example in a second, and it may make more sense when we show you that. But that's essentially what content silos are. It's just a hierarchy with the most important at the top, and then the sort of the lower competition and the subtopic articles lower down. So next we'll talk about why you should care about silo structures in the first place. So to really understand why silo structures help you go up the rankings in search engines like Google, we have to think about what Google want as a business. And what they want is they want to be able to show the most relevant and the most valuable pieces of information related to a search query that someone's typed in, and they want to be able to show the best posts at the top of the search results. So they want to be able to show the most relevant and the most valuable pieces of content at the very top. So silo structures help you do that because of the internal links they have between the staple posts linking up to the pillar post. So the internal links help Google know exactly what your content is about because of these links between all of this content that's related to each other, because it's all about the same topic. It's all supported content. So it helps Google know exactly what it's about, and it means that your pages become more relevant. And also helps build your authority around that topic. So it improves the rankings for your pillar posts and your staple posts as well. Internal linking, which is how the silo works, means Google can crawl your website more easily. It can find posts more easily because you're linking to them, and it also provides a better user experience when people visit your site, which is what you want. You've got real people coming to your website. It's not robots coming. It's real people. So when you provide a better user experience with these internal links, people will be able to access more information. They'll be able to click on these links and view topics that they're interested about. You'll get more page views per session or per user that visits the website, and people will stay on your website in general for longer, which in Google's eyes is also very good. So you may be thinking, so how do I create a silo structure? And to show you, I have an example of a board games niche website. So the silo topic that I've chosen for the board game site is Scrabble, which is a board game. And here I've written down 8 potential subtopics within the silo topic of Scrabble. And this is how I would structure it and use internal links to create the silo. At the top we have the pillar post, which is your long, detailed piece of content about a higher competition keyword, so how to get good at Scrabble would be your topic. or Scrabble in general. It could be something slightly different, but it's got to be a big post about Scrabble. I've just chosen how to get good at Scrabble as an example. And underneath you have your staple posts, which are subtopics about Scrabble itself. So the way you want to be structuring your silo is you want to be having internal links between each of your staple posts. So when Google lands on any one of your staple posts, you'll be directed to the next one, to the next one, to the next one in a loop, and it'll be able to index and crawl your site very easily and discover all of these posts. Next, you'll want to create an internal link from the pillar post at the top down to one of the stable posts at the bottom. So now if Google lands on the pillar post, it will come down to one of the stable posts and then go along this loop. Next, you'll want to have internal links from each of the stable posts back up to the pillar post. So whenever Google lands on any one of the stable posts, it will go along the loop, and every time it hits a new stable post, it will be directed back up to the pillar post. So all of this authority is flowing into this pillar post at the top of your site, and passing all of this authority back into this pillar post. So that's one example of how you can use internal links to create this hierarchy. I have seen some sites, I think like Authority Hacker, show this sort of internal linking structure, but there is a different one that I will show you now, and that is essentially, instead of having internal links between each of the stable posts, it's having links from your pillar post down to each one of your stable posts. So it will work in the same way. Wherever Google lands, it will be able to see all of your stable posts because the pillar post is linking to each of them. It's the same amount of links, I think, except maybe one less in total, but it works in the same way. And I've seen people like HubSpot and I think Ahrefs mention sort of this internal linking structure. And the way I'm doing it on my site is slightly differently, because rather than just having stable posts and one pillar post in a silo, I'm kind of having a few different levels in each silo. So if you want to add a, say, third level to your hierarchy, you can keep the sort of linking structure the same, except you just add a new level to the hierarchy. So this might be an example of how you would do that with internal links, if you want to say maybe add a third or fourth level to this hierarchy. The diagram kind of looks a bit confusing, but it essentially works in the same way. You have the main pillar post at the top, linking to something like, for example here you've got how to choose a Scrabble board, and then beneath that you'll have subtopics within that topic of how to choose a Scrabble board. You've got like best rotating Scrabble board, best Scrabble board for beginners, etc. So they are subtopics within that Scrabble board topic, and then that's one of the subtopics within your main post at the top about Scrabble. So if that makes sense, you can sort of keep adding these levels to the hierarchy and sort of internal linking to support the hierarchy there. And we'll talk about how to start your silo structure on your website now. So the way I would start a silo structure on the site is, I think it all begins with your keyword research. So at the start you identify a seed keyword or your main topic that you want to go with, and then you identify 5 or more low competition keywords within this topic as your sort of subtopics, and these will form your staple posts, which will obviously link back to your pillar post, your seed keyword, your main topic. And then some other tips I would give when you're creating your silo structure. These are really important to remember when you're starting to create them, is that you don't mix silos. So for the Scrabble silo, for example, I wouldn't include any internal links to, say, another silo about chess. It's the whole point of silos is that you keep them separate and that they create authority in that one topic and relevance in that one topic. So I wouldn't be mixing silos per se. I would also be using good anchor text, so Google can determine the relevance of each article. So anchor text is the text that the link is in your post. So it's the text that the link is connected to. So I would make sure that that's got a keyword in and that it's related to what I'm linking to make sure that Google knows that that post is relevant. I would also include any internal links at the top of my blog posts, and it would be the first link that Google comes to when they start to crawl the article. I wouldn't include any links to any other websites before my internal links that make up the silo structure. I'd make sure that the links are always at the top, so the link juice can flow really easily around the structure. And lastly, I would make sure that I'm using some other method than just internal links to create this hierarchy. I know I've seen people, I think, like Authority Hacker, talk about how they use URL structure to support this hierarchy. So having sort of at the start of your URL the top of the pillar post sort of keywords, and then the keyword for your stable post, having the hierarchy in the URL. But I'm just using internal links. I'm also using tags and categories to organize this hierarchy. One really important thing you need to remember, or that we need to discuss here, is how you can avoid duplicate content and keyword cannibalization when you are creating your stable posts, because you don't want to be duplicating content necessarily. But I think that is a topic for the next video, so look out for this video next week. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it, and if you're watching this video in the future, then it'll just be the next video on my channel. But I'm going to be talking about how you can avoid keyword cannibalization and duplicate content when making your silos, which is a really key thing to be aware of and potentially avoid there. And thank you for watching. So if you enjoyed this video, just please subscribe to the channel for more videos on SEO and blogging, and I'll be sharing with you my Pinterest progress and how I'm using that to drive free traffic to my blog. So subscribe if you are interested in that, and thank you for watching.